International features a top-level kit face-off. Argentina's bearing the coveted embroidery work that denotes the reigning world champions. The home side's sporting a new Admiral logo. Not quite as impressive, but handy for turnover at the souvenir shop. It's May 1980, and ominously for the rest of the world, Argentina, although they've lost many of their World Cup winners, have added Diego Maradona as a regular member of the side. Raising their spirits by winning friendlies, though, is an England speciality.
The parochial fervour of last Saturday has been replaced by feelings of patriotism as England's European hopefuls come out side by side with Argentina's world champions. Really fine evening for the match, just a nice cool breeze and a capacity crowd. Two interesting banners in the crowd, and I saw one on the way up which said, "We have come to bury Caesar's men, not to praise them." A reference this time to Cesar Luis Menotti, the manager of Argentina. But whatever happens, the crowd are likely to admire and maybe marvel at the precocious skills of 19-year-old Diego Maradona, whose arrival on the scene is being compared with that of Pelé 22 years ago. He's the South American Footballer of the Year, and as of course we have the European Footballer of the Year, Kevin Keegan, on the field, it could be argued that this match offers the watching public the two best players in the world. So let's check on the England lineup, which shows three changes from the team which did so well in Spain. Two of them forced on Ron Greenwood because of injuries. And this is our last match against foreign opposition before the European Championships. And a note to make that it's Dave Watson's 50th appearance for his country. Argentina present 6 of their World Cup winning 11 and 1 Valencia, who played in the first 4 matches of the tournament. There are also 2 members of the side which won the World Youth Cup in September. Maradona, of course, is one, and the other is at number 8, Juan Davies. Kevin Keegan on the left, and the other skipper became pretty familiar to us during the 1978 tournament, Daniel Passarella. And the referee for this friendly international is Brian McGinley of Scotland. There are the substitutes. And they're not sticking tonight to the rules of only 2 may be used. The Argentines wanted to use 3, and England have agreed. England tonight unveiling their new strip. Well, quite why the England shirt should have the colours of the Union Jack remains a mystery. David Johnson and Tony Woodcock set to get things underway. It seems likely that Gary Birtles will get his chance later in the game. And here's Keegan. Really is a fine evening for football. And England's record so far this season, this is their 6th international. They have won all the previous 5 and conceded only 1 goal. Maradona. And the free kick given against Ray Wilkins. Ray Wilkins, who hasn't played, in fact, for 3.5 weeks. His last game for Manchester United was at Norwich on April the 19th. Passarella, of course, one of the 6 World Cup players. Here's another one, Holguin. It's Barbas. And this is one of the newcomers, Van Thun. Holguin, Maradona. So far been exclusively on the right side alongside Barbas. Santa Maria, number 7. perhaps asking a bit much of Holguin. So the challenge by Van Toon on Keegan. It's just a throw, but Kenny Sanson capable of a long one. Watson has come up on the near post. And here is Watson. Keegan! Well, he had to dig it out, rather. But it was enough to worry for Yol. Came from the set piece, from the throw. Watson making his presence felt, although in fact he didn't make the header. Came down to Keegan and knocked it down well with his chest, but just wide of the keeper. And Keegan, meantime, has to pick himself up off the deck. As we were looking at that, he was brought down by Gallego. Watson still up in the area. Woodcock near the penalty spot. Kennedy up as well. Watson at the back. And Fiol doing very well. And I think the last outfield player to touch it was Gallego. Well, we can see as we look at it again. It came in fact off Woodcock, and it was a fine save. Keegan. Another free kick. And quite a lot of whistle in the opening. I'm afraid there has been a fair amount of whistle in matches between these two sides over the years. And of course, here in the 1966 World Cup was the greatest punch-up of all, which saw Ratin sent off. Players capable of giving us a match to remember tonight. Johnson not looking happy in defence, the Argentines. Kennedy, as England keep the pressure on. Woodcock stayed onside. Fiol to meet him. Woodcock not making the best of the opportunity, but then he stopped as every other player did. They thought that he'd come from an offside position, but the linesman kept his flag down. But what good goalkeeping to narrow the angle by Fiol. Wilkins was a bit square, forced the stop from Kennedy. Taken by Wilkins, wants somebody right side. Neil offering himself. Keegan on the run. Passarella covering. And the corner given. David Watson making his way to the far side of the 6-yard box from the kicker's viewpoint. Johnson on the near post, or moving a bit away from it. There's Watson! Again spooned away by the goalkeeper. Looked very spectacular. I suspect a number of England goalkeepers would have held that. Good back flick. Watson down and punched away. Again, it was Watson who got the header. But rolling out harmlessly, somewhat off the top of his head, for the goal kick. Menotti so far without cigarettes. Oh, he's just got one there poised to light up. Neil. That was a bit solid from Passarella, and the referee saw no foul in it. Woodcock has stayed down, and here is Valencia. Clements to meet him. Oh, and he hit the post finally. Kenny Sanson who got back to clear off the line. And I think justice was done, because that did look a very harsh tackle at the other end on Woodcock. Good stuff from Clements who came out. The first block was from Sanson, and then Valencia hit the post. Keegan winning his 38th cap tonight. Maradona, it was so easy it was untrue. Davies. Oh. Maradona again. And he's taking them all on! And it's gone wide, but what a marvellous example of this man's ability. Picked up pace apparently from nowhere. Look at this, turn, looking at the gap between two, away from the lunge of the third, and a flick wide of the goalkeeper and wide of the post. I think it may just have touched the post. Thompson. Koppel. 4 players left of him. And Koppel's got a fine cross and a brilliant goal! Scored by David Johnson. I think that's the first time an England player has actually got to the dead ball line. What a superb cross. Koppel finding Johnson, who in turn beat Fiol. Now look at this, he's got 2 players to take on here. Look at the angle of the cross, only just the room to get it, and in comes Johnson to head past Fiol. Took them onto the byline, there wasn't much room, he got a really good cross, and Johnson came slightly behind 2 defenders. Well, England have had their problems, but now they have the breakthrough, and a very well-made goal too. Woodcock to Johnson. Oh, I say. What a difference a goal makes. A real thump when it was played to him. Keegan was calling for it. Went to Sanson instead. Thompson. And the cry is, we're going to Italy. And for England, this is a match which measures their improvement, and David Johnson waves to the crowd as he comes off a player who scored 27 goals for Liverpool this season, has scored the one for England, which leads the world champions Argentina at half-time. And here's Maradona to Tarantini. He must have felt that he'd closed down the gap for Koppel, but he hadn't. Gallego, Luque, straight to Woodcock, who turned nicely on it. Tarantini coming back on the left. A little bit of bumping and boring with Phil Neal. Here's Wilkins. Johnson again. Passarella got his head to it, and then Van Toon. Watson. This start by England, and Kennedy is offside. And the ooh from the crowd is because his half-hearted shot bounced off the crossbar. Number 5 for Argentina starting this with 5 minutes of the second half gone. It's Passarella. Maradona looking for a foul that was never there. Johnson getting one from Luque. Among the managers watching this match, Lorenzo Berzot of Italy and Guy Thys of Belgium. Here's Woodcock. Challenged by Gallego. Kennedy. And the goalkeeper got a hand to it, but Johnson had the easiest of tasks to get his second goal. 2 go to congratulate him. 3 went to congratulate the man who crossed. The light obviously on the bench. Let's look at the quality of this cross here from Kennedy. It really teased the goalkeeper, who got a hand and made it a present really for David Johnson for his second goal of the match. Just look at that, it fell nicely after the goalkeeper touched it. Sanson covering with Santa Maria. Maradona away from two, and that is a penalty brought down by Sanson. And Sanson turns away with an air of lack of understanding, but he took on three, and Sanson caught his foot. There can be no question about that. Passarella, who in the World Cup really bombed his penalties, is the man who's going to take it. England have only conceded one goal this season. Ray Clements will deny Passarella a second. Oh, but there was no way. For the moment that it was struck, the goalkeeper was static. So Passarella brings the world champions back into contention. Just look at it, it curled away to the goalkeeper's left. Last time Argentina came here, before the '74 World Cup, they got a 2-2 draw. Here's Keegan, who now has Johnson to his left. Keegan! Oh, what a strike! Marvellous play. No wonder they stand up on the bench, on the England side, that is. That's a measure of the little man. But again, credit to Koppel, who killed it, absolutely set it up for him, and Keegan said, that's mine. Bang! Super goal. Johnson starting the move. There's Koppel who stretched for it, killed it, set it for Keegan, who scores his 19th goal for England. And here he is back in defence. And the crowd rising to him. The first half was difficult for him, but he really has shown his true colours in the second. And here's Johnson! Saved by the keeper, who's got his angles all right again. Back again to Johnson. He was at least obstructed, and the referee says he died. I must say, I've got to argue with the Scottish official about that. Good save that was by Fiol from Johnson, who was in the clear. Maradona moving out to the right. And here's Keegan, who was overshadowed by the youngster in the first half, but by no means in the second. Brooking. Johnson, Koppel coming square. Offside against Brooking. O'Neill has gone to the bench. Again, just caught sight of Bertels as we were looking at Neil. Valencia, back from Maradona. It's asked too much, surely. England taking advantage of being able to use the third substitute. Cherry there on the right, but as we look at Cherry, an experienced campaigner, the other substitute who's come on is Gary Bertels, who becomes the 13th player to be capped under Ron Greenwood's reign and the 35th player to be used by the England manager. It's just possible I didn't tell you, although I'm sure you will have gathered that the other England player went off was David Johnson. Davies. That's for Maradona. Oh, what a good save. Valencia, blocked by Cherry. And the corner save. A vicious swerving shot. But Clements managed to parry. Tune. Pasarella. Maradona. Early for Diaz. And the goalkeeper committed. Sends him back to cover. And succeeds in doing so. And is thanked by his goalkeeper, who obviously did the right thing to come out. Beautiful ball played through from Maradona to Diaz. And look at Sanson covering the angle right on the near post. Showed a lot of pace then. It's a corner. Kenny Sanson's fourth cap suggests a growing presence in the England team. Bertels couldn't quite get it away. Pasarella got his head. Keegan. Ischia. There's Cherry. Bertels. Took it nicely on the chest. But that's his last action and the last action of the match. England came into this match to measure their newfound form under Ron Greenwood against the champions of the world. And they've come out of it with a 3-1 victory and with great credit. Kevin Keegan getting the third goal, which makes him incidentally the 8th highest England scorer since the war. And the victory made all the more meritorious for the fact that they had to overcome their problems in the first half. Copper provided the breakthrough with Johnson's header, and in the second half England gave a really fine performance to end emphatic winners.